Fam, I'm gonna come at you. The real Papa Swolio. The hair is real, the beard is real, and I'll be damned if these gains aren't real. Ooh, 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 ooh. What's up, fam? Papa Swolio, Swolenormousx.com. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button for all these gains, more every day. I'm growing physically, and I'm growing emotionally and mentally. What's the difference between me and you? What's the difference between me and you? What's the difference between old Papa Swolio and you, Olio? Whatever you are. What's the difference? What's the real difference? That I'm taking action, that I've been training a little bit longer than you. I know if you're just getting into the fitness game right now, I've been doing it for 17, 18 years. So yeah, I got a head start. It just makes sense, you know? If you started playing the piano when you were 3, you got a head start on me because I don't play the piano. So that being said, what's the real difference? Is that I take action. I do it when I don't feel like doing it and when I do feel like doing it. And I'm always open to learn more about myself. There's a lot to be said for not just looking out and learning a new skill or learning a new exercise. There's a lot to be said for learning more about yourself, taking the time to learn more about what's in here, what's inside. And with meditation, with self-reflection, with giving yourself the opportunity to open up to yourself, to be objective, to stand back and see a little bit more about your brain and how it works and how you're wired and what's most important to you. Not the next person, not that person over there, that celebrity, not someone who's made it already. What's important to you? If you don't want fancy cars, don't get fancy cars. If you don't want fancy watches or fancy clothes, then don't go for fancy watches or fancy clothes. If you need to take a day off, then take a day off. If you need to work your ass off for 3 weeks and then take a week vacation, then you work your ass off for 3 weeks and you take a week vacation. There is a beauty in forging your own path. There is a beauty on going on the road less traveled. There's a beauty in doing you. And the road less traveled is you doing you. However many people there are in the world, there are, let's say 7 billion. There are 7 billion roads to be traveled. Every person has their own path, and it's all how you think about it, okay? We can live in close proximity. You could live in an apartment. You could live in a neighborhood. You don't have to be alone, isolated. But there are 7 billion different roads. I think probably about 100,000 maybe are being actually used. A lot of people are just following someone else's journey. They're following someone else's vision, their parents, their friends, someone who they aspire to be, so they're just copying what they do. I get inspired by people, but I'm learning not to get inspired to copy, but to get inspired about the mindset, to get inspired about how they are just so in tune with themselves, that they know exactly what makes them tick. And that's why they're successful, because they're happier, they're more optimistic. They look for things in their strength pool. They're not trying to work on things that they'll never be good at. They're focusing on what they are good at, and they're pushing more on that. And they're using that as their leverage and as their advantage in whatever it is, whether it's their career. Let's talk fitness, like a fitness career. What I'm good at live, I'm good at videos, I'm good at getting you amped up and wanting to work out. I'm good at understanding how to explain the muscles and how to explain how they work and nutrition. I'm able to translate between this big behemoth of science and so many options and pretty much filter it down so each individual can benefit and learn more about themselves and pretty much digest all this information. You know, I'm kind of like I'm a mediary. I'm an intermediary, whatever you want to call it. I'm the middleman in delivering a lot of this information. Not that I created this information, but how I, pass it along is really important. So that's my strength. That's my strength. I do my best with the editing. I do my best with all this stuff, but my strength is doing this, what I'm doing right now. Live broadcast, the podcast, my own personal physical training, showing you that I'm doing it and not just telling you, showing the action. You have a strength too. I don't know what that is, but that's where you have to focus your energy. That's where you have to put all your effort. And when you realize that your path, your pace, how quickly you accomplish things, how fast your life moves forward, and that's very subjective. You don't have to get married at 20. You don't have to get married at 30. You don't have to get married at all. You don't have to have all the money you've made. Your business doesn't have to be exploding at 20, at 25, at 30. Maybe it's 40. Maybe it's 45. Maybe you got a late start. Maybe you built some skills up over the first 10 years of your career after you graduated or after you left, home. And now it's really coming to fruition with technology and the ease of passing information. Maybe you're an educator. Maybe you are creating courses. Maybe you are starting a company that digitally does what you were great in, the old way of doing things, but you're a frontiersman in the next wave of technology and human engagement or business to business or, B2C. It doesn't matter what it is with your career or your training. I just want you to think about your training and think about your progress. And you can translate this over to life really easily, like I just kind of ranted about. But with your fitness, it's the same thing. Your path with fitness is going to be the same concept. It's yours. Your path with weight loss, your path with muscle growth, with aesthetics. Maybe you're never going to be shredded and look like a fitness model, but you damn well can do a lot better than sitting on the couch eating potato chips for your health and for your physique and how you look and your self-confidence, right? I think strength and self-confidence is important. I don't think it's selfish. I don't think it's ego. I think it's important to take stock and appreciate and want your body to look a certain way, but I also want you to want your body to feel a certain way. And this is all great information if you take it, but understand that the speed in which you lose weight, the speed in which you build muscle, what you actually end up looking like in the end of all things, that's your path. You don't have to compare it to anyone. You don't have to, look like anyone or anything in particular. It's your life. You have to be happy with it. You have to appreciate what you have as a human being, just the fact that you have this chance to live, the fact that you have this chance to lift and to better yourself. So once you have that locked down, once you understand that it's your journey and your individual, right, of those 7 billion roads, this is your path. And you can move as fast or as slow, as big, as small as you want. Your progress is your progress and no one can take it away. No one can make it good or bad but you. No one can project their feelings on what you know to be true. If they talk down about their negative, screw them. You don't have to view your stuff in your life as negative. That's on you. You take responsibility for your personal perception of your life, how you value it, what is important to you. Is it really being shredded or is it about being happy with who you are? And that can change in an instant. You don't have to wait for that. You can start practicing, and it's practice. I'm not saying any of this is easy. It's just very, very simple. But your individual road, people pressure themselves. You're comparing your weight loss to someone else's and you feel down about yourself. You're comparing your car or your progress in your life. Oh, someone else has 2 kids and they have all this. Oh man, well, I wish I could be as good as that person. That's not how this whole game is played. That's how a lot of people are playing the game. That's why not all these roads are being used. But that's not how the game should be played. The game should be played by not playing the game at all. That's it. Don't play the game. It's not really a game. It's life. You can make it a game. It makes it more fun. It makes it more like, oh, I'm trying. But there's no winning or losing. So how is it a game? There's no winning or losing. How is it a game? It's life. And your life is unique and individual from everyone else's. And you have every ability to be happy with your body, to live healthy and healthier. You have every ability, the same ability that I do. So long as you take responsibility for it, so long as you put your head down, those blinders on, and you focus on your stuff and forget everyone else. Work at your pace, go on your road, and it's your road. So on your road, you could do whatever the fuck you want.
My family, all I need is my family. My family, all